Somebody said that now that Ekweremadu, now that jail, he in that jail for the next thing. Somebody they have jailed in the UK. Another person responded and said, now your papa they go jail. Who told you that Ekweremadu is going to jail? All of you idiots, all of you enemies. Now your father will go and say, look at them, they are fighting themselves. Meanwhile, Ekweremadu don't enter jail already. Like this one is not like, it's already there. His new home.
Yeah, where girl will be at Olowe or Pentovi. And when you kill them.
Of course, now regular normal. He would wake up every morning. He will do everything other people do. If he wants to go and exercise, he will do that. If he wants to have his meal, if he wants to have his guests, if he wants to read, if he wants to write, if he wants to use the internet, everything everybody do, he go they do them. But he go just stay inside that.
Do you know how many of them flew from Nigeria? Came over to UK.
Many times, ma. Many times. They were at the inn today. I saw them today.
Yeah, they come down. Hoping this is Nigeria, where they can use the wink or whatever, or try to persuade. If government was not served in United Kingdom, I tell you tomorrow, the street you see charity ordinary common charity organization will march on the street. I tell you, this is United Kingdom. This is UK. They don't joke with blood.
No.
This is United Kingdom. This is not Nigeria. We are criminals that are supposed to be in Kuje, are parading themselves as the leaders. And this is one of the problems Nigeria is facing. Check those people in government now. All murderers. From those who order the killing of Nigerian youth to the godfather of Boko Haram, to the one that got angry and brought out AK-47, killed 4 people in Santa. And these are the people they are trying to celebrate.
Yes. Those are the kind of people they will tell you are insulting our leaders. You cannot be sitting abroad and be insulting everybody. You just insult all the leaders. So murderers are leaders, money launderers are leaders, kidnappers are leaders. I mean, I don't understand, man. Let me take another call tonight, man. Thank you so much. It's actually good to hear from you.
God bless you.
Amen.
Thank you, sir.
And you too, man. Take care, man. So I have another caller. Oh, it's connected. Hello there.
Hello, Marigo.
Yes, sir. How are you?
I'm all right. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yeah. I just want to chip in something. I'm calling from Canada for the purpose of what I want to say. I want to leave my name out of it, right? And it's about that paper.
Go for it.
It's about that Ekweremadu stuff because I have a friend who is close to the
family also.
That guy, yeah.
Right.
So
share with
when
us
they say when they say that guy wasn't really a match, right? There are some things that people don't really understand. It's not that medically that guy can donate kidney to that lady. It wasn't a match because the doctors, when questioning that guy, noticed that guy didn't understand it. The whole thing, the whole package. You get me? That was why they declared that guy not match, to that donating that stuff, right?
That makes sense. Go.
It's not a match. It's not that medically that guy cannot donate. But when they said initially that when they asked that guy a question, they were thinking that probably that guy didn't understand the English. They were thinking it's a language stuff, right? They had to call interpreter. To make sure that this guy didn't, understand the question they were asking. When they asked him, those people were able to help them to say that the guy's response wasn't really the kind of answer they are expecting from someone who has been explained and all that. You know what I mean? That was actually why, if you watch that, the doctor that actually connected they also jailed that guy because even that guy didn't even give this guy the actual money that Ekweremadu paid for this stuff. Yeah, I mean, so that I just want to chip in that to people's knowledge, so that they understand.
Some additional information that's very, very important because there is a new development after that conviction. That development is that the young man said the UK should give him a stay here. He can't go back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
They will kill him because, and they ask him that, what about that doctor? Did he actually, because they said the doctor was the one who facilitated the boy to Ekweremadu's.
Yeah.
So which means he was the one that accessed the boy, did all the background check and all that. So now he said that man didn't pay him anything. And what he promised his mom, he never did. And that man didn't tell him, that's why he said to the police here, he said, that man didn't tell him that they were coming to remove his kidney, which I believe is an extra. He knew. So reason why he probably knows that he's not getting anything at this point, that doctors are not using him, and the doctor that brought him didn't pay him, could actually be reason why he was like, oh man, I need to save myself now, or else I don't know what they're going to do to me. Sure, you get. So thank you so much for that additional information.
I want to say this again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you know that from this information, do you know that guy wasn't paid up to 500,000?
Wow.
The money that doctor gave to him wasn't
up to 500,000.
I don't know how reliable it is, not up to 500,000. Because these guys, I'm telling you, are still speaking to this guy even now that he's in UK.
Wow.
You understand me? So
I wish the guy gets all the help he needs. The first step is that I 100% believe that he's not going back to Nigeria. Not again, not anytime
that one is so. That one for sure.
So then afterward,
no,
afterward, he's going to also get help for his own mental health and the rest of that, what this whole thing is to him. So it's still a long journey for him, and I actually wish I kind of celebrate his boldness. A lot of people would rather die in silence, in pain, than come out here, because a lot of people have also, in the UK, when things like this happen, we believe that when somebody does something like this, they are also helping so many people who are like potential or would be victims of the similar thing. That they may never know, they may never see them, but this that happened to Ekweremadu can be indirectly be saving so many lives right now that could have the same similar thing. So, Baba, thank you very much for this add-on, okay? I do appreciate you. So, I have another caller on the line. Hello there.
Hi, Maiden. Hi, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Okay. Just my two cover on the Ekweremadu case. Basically, where do I start? Okay. Now, why Ekweremadu and the wife went down? It's all out of arrogance, because the guy is so rich that he can easily open up and tell a donor, listen, this is the deal. My daughter is ill. She needs a donor, which is a normal thing, It's a normal thing. And then I said, listen, this is the support I'm going to give you. Don't worry if anything goes wrong and all that. The guy is stinkily rich. So why did you have to? I mean, you had a name to protect. You had a reputation to protect, and you thought you were in Nigeria that you can just do anything and get away with it. And for the young man, whether he knows whether he was going to be a donor or not, we do not know. But I believe that doctor should even, if I was a judge, I would have jailed that doctor for 15 years. You know why? Because he is the facilitator. He's a criminal facilitator.
That's right.
And I believe this is not the first time he's been doing this.
Another angle.
This is a person that went to a medical school that is supposed to have reputation and protect it, because medicine is just not really medicine. It's a profession of integrity. It's supposed to have some professional ethics. And Ekweremadu being your average arrogant politician that thinks he can even bribe God to go to heaven. He thought he could get. So it serves all of them right. The only persons I'm concerned with about is the poor boy's mother and father, if he's got a father, because they're going to go for him. I was reading somewhere this evening, and people were already threatening the parents that they're going to treat their fuck up and all that stuff. What's that? You see,
they are calling them ungrateful. They said they are ungrateful. They ruined a man that was about to change their life. They ruined him. What are they going to gain now?
And this is the same thing with Tinubu. People are celebrating him instead of you to call him out. That this guy, first of all, there's nothing personal. Nobody has a personal thing with Tinubu. I know that he might be a nice person, but at the end of the day, this guy is a liar, is a fraud, he's a drug dealer. That sort of character cannot be a Nigerian president. It's just as simple as that. Nobody is not because of his face or because he's 86-year-old or something that as he claims and all that. Nobody is even looking at that. But everything about him is all lies and fraud.
Lies, falsehood, half-truth,
falsehood.
And so many like
How
that.
How can you want to see the house that is the proceeds of crime, and you, the president, the sitting president of Nigeria, knows that your pally and all that, you went there and visited him.
The same house, house that you have all the documents on your table. You approve that EFCC should go ahead and recover all of them, and they will get all the support they needed. Then 2 years after that, you are inside the house.
Michael, I will tell you something.
Tell us, sir.
I still believe that this guy is not going to be sworn in. But if by hook or crook it happens, okay, Nigeria is going to turn to a very violent state. People will take up arms and will start gunning down these people and kidnapping and killing them. They're not kidnapping for any money. They'll just kidnap as a revenge. It's going to be so violent. Nigeria will be so violent that, man, you don't want to live there.
So
this is what is going to, because people have been driven to conspiracy and all that. Because
the problem is that we can see the level of degeneration in Nigeria. The numbers don't lie. The economic stand, unemployment at the highest ever, poverty at the highest ever, corruption. In fact, the audacity of corruption in Nigeria today, we have never seen anything like this before, where corrupt people, criminals, are boldly making statements in public of what they would do and all of that without any sort of consequences. We have never seen it like this before, Baba.
The whole line between morality and immorality now is so blurred. How can a politician murder somebody and all that and go boldly? I mean, even the other day on IG was boasting about his number of children and his wife. What? Yeah. I mean, are these people sick? So that's just my big.
Thank you so much for that brilliant add-on, Baba. Go on.
We pray that Obi reclaims his mandate. We just pray. So that some kind of common sense will start.
At least come around. Anyway, Baba, I'll take another one. Thank you so much for stopping by. Okay, and you too. I have another caller. Hello there.
Hello, Mario.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm very well. How are you, sir?
Right. Okay, we're going to look at issues.
Yes. Please go on.
It's about the issue of, first of all, is the Ekweremadu.
Okay.
Yeah, this issue of look at it in this way, and I'm going to do so I have the political inclination, political base, why Ekweremadu behave this way.
Please.
Nigeria, first of all, for all of us in Nigeria, we have born in a rotten country, including Ekweremadu, including you, including me. Whether you live in the diaspora or you live in Nigeria, you were born in Nigeria and came to the diaspora, or you live in America, you were born in a rotten country. And the thing is that after your primary school, your nursery school, as soon as you enter secondary school, you become a criminal in Nigeria. Because it's an institutionalized criminal country. It's a habitual criminal country. Nigerians are habitual criminals. So wherever they go, whatever they do, they're always going to perform their criminal activities. And this has been something that you cannot eradicate. You need a good mindset, a good education that we have to reform everything we are doing. Because if Nigeria is not a criminal country, somebody of caliber of Ekweremadu at that level, he will know that the legitimate way. Remember, the daughter is sick.
Yes.
And somebody, if your daughter, if you want your daughter to get better,
That's right.
you have all the whole financial power to do whatever. I'm not talking about, let's leave the corruption away. Let's leave out the corruption that you could have built hospital,
No,
you could have built
like,
that.
you want to do anything. You move mountain to get your daughter well or your son.
And all habitual criminals, you could have found a legitimate way because you actually can buy organ replacement. Why people do it, everybody do it, you got the money. But the reason why, because it's a Nigerians are habitual criminals, they always think they want a shortcut. They always think they can cut corners. It is a lesson for people who live in diaspora and who live in Nigeria. Hundreds of them in diaspora they're going to prison every day for minor things.
Stupid things as well, you know, that people do. You just like, why would you do that? And they just be like, I thought that, I get you, sir. Go on.
Please don't check statistics. What is happening in all the diaspora prison? You will see Nigerians or thousands of Nigerians in prison, and you ask them why are they there, and then you can't give you any reason. And people imagine if Nigeria is not a criminal country, why would a former president of Nigeria will start to plead for leniency for a criminal, somebody that's completely a criminal, somebody who has committed offense? Why would a speaker of House of Rep will start writing to even embarrass himself and shame himself to write a letter to British government for leniency to live in
justice or tamper justice with mercy?
Imagine that kind of embarrassment. See how this is even worse. They are disgracing Nigeria. They're disgracing Nigeria every day. You think about this is just like a small factor. What about criminals, Nigerians, who connive with some of these Western people, criminal Western people, and they will take their money in a way and they will not give them the money back. The money they stole from Nigeria. Millions of them. All right? The situation is this, that we know that this country is built on the foundation of criminality, and it has been there for a long time, and people do get away. So this criminality was built on the foundation of, because I'm not going trouble, but because of the Hausa Fulani has controlled this government for a long time and become very lazy. The elite Hausa Fulani and control this government from become very lazy, and they don't hear any other thing, and they put the foundation of criminality and corruption in the sense that remember when Jonathan was in power, it was like a nightmare to them. They harassed Jonathan left and right, until they drove Jonathan away.
And suddenly
they drove Jonathan away. Yeah. Now there is no way this situation was solved. The situation of Nigeria, what we will solve is that definitely we don't have law for the country. We know that. All Nigerians don't have law for the country. We are not loyal to the country. Most of us are loyal to the country. Yeah, we are loyal to our tribe. You're loyal to others. We're not loyal. Very few of us are very loyal to the country. And if all of us are not loyal to the country, for God's sake, do the rightful thing. And let everyone, because if we go back to where we come from, then we start thinking. Because I feel, trust me, I'm being honest with you, I don't think Nigeria has got, even whether they say Obi or Tinubu, they have got a Nigerian who has the mental ability to govern the complicated, how Nigeria is. How complicated is Nigeria? You can bring any theory you want in this world. That theory may not work. Because the more you do it, the other man from the north will watch it. The other man from the Europe will do everything. So, for God's sake, look at how we're embarrassing ourselves in everywhere. And these people they set us up to be doing this all the time so that we keep embarrassing ourselves. And they think that the UK government, they're going to say, Ekweremadu, you are a former speaker. Everything is okay for you.
Yeah, you can now go. We have resolved it. We have resolved it diplomatically. Some are even saying the president of Nigeria can tell them to release him. I say, okay. So you want him released, Dabi? Committing that crime, he can go because it's Ekweremadu.
Absolutely.
Wow.
This is why. This is one of the reasons that when you look at this, I'm not saying it's a saint, but it's an exceptional person. Exceptional in the sense that the way he has kept his record over a period of time. Because if they have anything that will incriminate Obi,
they will be everywhere by now.
They would have brought it out.
No, they will be everywhere by now. I mean, you know they say people will have nothing, that they have to manufacture something.
And I tell all Nigerians, I'm speaking to all Nigerians, all obedient, the Fulani elite who control this government will never allow Obi to come and stop where they from the chop, because that's how they chop for life.
That's what they are chopping.
They don't work hard.
Thank you so much. Let me take another one because of our time. We are now coming closer and closer.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you,
anytime you close your shop, anytime you close Fulani shop, they go crazy.
I know. And then if people don't understand what that means, I mean, losing that power, some people don't understand it. They will soon understand. They will. Thank you so much, sir. Let me take another one, okay? I appreciate your time. So I have another caller. I have a Nigerian. Well, I've got two Nigerian callers.
Yes,
but hello, sir. I lost them. How are you, sir?
Yes, at last.
Finally.
Last America.
God bless you, sir.
Yeah, God will bless you. God will bless every one of you that have been at least doing so many things, making people to know the next thing to do, what is their future means, what is the take of their future. Yeah, I just want to correct one impression about the case of this man called Ekweremadu.
Please, sir.
One of the callers that said if it was one of the northern people or if it is Hausa person.
Yeah, like a northern politician or northern elite that this happened to. That they will not arrest him, they would have released him.
It's a big lie, my brother. It's a big lie. Law is working in any developed country. In UK, law is working. In US, law is working.
That's right.
I think you know the time they brought Trump to court in New York here.
Yes. And he's still standing trial as we speak right now. Same Trump.
Yes. If it was to be one of my former presidents, he would decline. He would decline the courts, whatever. He will look at himself as bigger than the court of the law. Look at this stupid Emefiele. The highest court of the land gave judgment. The man declined. So
they are consulting whether to agree or not.
Yeah. So this is one of the things that is killing Africa, that is killing Nigerians. Everybody just do whatever they like and they get away with it. So it is not because the man is evil man. If it is evil man, it is even if the man is now evil man, they will see jailing. They will jailing. So that is what I want to say. God will bless you, my brother.
And you too, sir. Thank you so much. And I hope I'll be lucky again next time. It won't be this tedious like the last time. So if you're still watching there, you can still like this broadcast, okay? Yeah, like it, share it, and then contribute. Hello there. Hello. Okay. You see, sometimes people will try so much to get through. And then when they get connected, right, the network may just kind of start acting up. And I feel sorry for people like that. See, we never get another chance. Hello there.
Hello, Mr. Mayegun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Congratulations to me first. At least I went through. Anyway, as you can see the number, I'm calling from South Korea. Let me point
South
something.
Korea is very far.
Let me
sir.
point something.
Yeah, go on.
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Let me point something straight. You keep using one word that they are waiting for you. Don't make that mistake. It's not only them. Housewife is waiting for you. Husband at home is waiting for you. Because when it comes to your own program, wife, if she's the one that is more interested in your program, trust me, she'll leave everything that she's supposed to do. Husband will be very angry. The same thing, husband too. They won't have time for their wife. Everybody is waiting for you. One day they'll get hold of you. Anyway,
waiting for me to come out. Okay. Now, what happened to those who have the husband and the wife regularly? If it be the wife calling the husband or husband calling the wife,
the children are waiting because they don't have time for the children. The children also are waiting. Anyway,
I can handle them.
I didn't follow the program. I didn't follow the program from beginning, but I thank God I went through. I want to make some point. Sorry, if you could permit me, maybe just 2 minutes. I'll start from Igbo. People think Igbo just started like maybe because of he's already rich and everything is well with him. That's why he joined the fight. Or maybe because of he fought what's it called? Modakeke Ife. Look, with my age today,
yes, sir.
With my age today, I'm 45. I owe Nigeria nothing, and Nigeria owe me nothing.
Bless you.
I lived all my life in that country. I never eat any civil servant money. Don't get it wrong.
I'm with you.
I never go to any free hospital. Everything I do it from my pocket. Same thing my own father. So tell me, when people are fighting or some people just decide not to even care about the country, it's not like maybe they don't know what they are doing. They keep asking themselves, what do I want to benefit from country that does not give me anything? I don't get sick. I don't go to hospital. So some people that get sick and they go to hospital and they don't have that treatment, I pity them. Actually, my mom works in a hospital, one of the hospitals. Let me put it River State. My brother, she has retired since 2000 and probably, if I'm not making mistake, maybe 2000 and maybe 11 or so. She has not gotten a gratuity till today.
Wow.
Or attention rather, I don't know. That you get mad. Therefore, our children,
because of the distance.
Our children are the ones. You know, every time they call her, oh, it's getting ready, come and pay something. You know, they still kill them, collecting money from their hand to settle people for their name to be among the next list. Baba, make me remove that one. Now, let's go back to this president issue.
Yes, sir.
I want you to go and Google South Korea. Their fourth president. Ask where the guy is. The last president that left before this recent one, the woman that left, all of them reach jail. They don't give a fuck about that's where law work. They don't give a sorry about the F word. They don't give a damn about anybody. Their law is so strong over there. Baba, if you live in South Korea, you can open your door and keep. Nobody is steal for their house. You can leave your door open, sleep well. Every landlord of a house has his own key to your own apartment. As in, your landlord can come to your house when you are not even at home to come and check his house. Maybe you're treating it well or not. Call anybody, ask them, or if anybody is here that has lived in South Korea, tell them to debunk this news. Every landlord over there has their own. They've given the house to you, but they still have spare key, and they can come to your house anytime.
Wow.
So come and check. That's how great that country is. My brother, I'll use it again. They don't steal. The woman, the last woman president that left there, she's still in jail till today. Guess what happened to her? Is her friend that put her in trouble. Her friend. Because the country, they said she gave her friend the access to rob the country. She was not the one that had that problem direct. Just her friend. Just because of her friend, they put her in jail. Her friend too is in jail.
Wow. Former president.
The man that left before she got there, I'm telling you, she was even a president before they removed her and put in jail.
So she was president. She was president where the Wahala started. So they had to remove her.
Oh my God, when the Wahala. And the moment they pull her out, straight to jail, they escort her there. She's still there till this.
And the people from the tribe, they are not protesting that they have cheated them in South Korea and say, why did we do this? We do this to our daughter, golden daughter of Shingong.
They will be the first person to even shout that they should arrest her. Her own tribe, her own people will be the first person to arrest her, to even complain that they should arrest her. Wow. They don't do their own thing that way. Their law is so strong. So, my brother,
look at them. Are they not progressing?
More than. I don't even need to go too far. If I go too far, I will be implicating some people. Over there, during those, what's it called, pandemic period, do you know, both black, both white, anybody, so far you're in the country, they give them money. Wow. They were paying everybody.
Wow. Well, you live there, so you are a witness. There's no point in going to ask anybody to ask Google anymore. So, of course, Baba.
They were paying everybody. They don't care if you're black, if you're white. They were paying everybody. So, as in that, okay, you guys are not working. Churches were giving people food. Churches were giving people provision. When I mean provision, anything you want, they'll give it to you. Right? So, the proper package, thank you very much. The type US was doing, they did the same thing. Still giving people money upon it. I beg, you see that country. Don't mind people when people just remove their mind totally, like they should go to hell. The day and your people, the day they started, when they said, "Oh, Yoruba Nation," instantly I put my hand in that sign book. I was so happy. I was even conversing to people. Like, come, let's put this petition.
Let's get together. Let's do this.
And at the end of the day, and I wanted to tell you something. You know, you are the one that opened their eyes. You blow that thing out of their hand. They did. I don't think they really want to go the way you wanted to go. They wanted to just do it like, you know, Kazama or whatever.
Yeah, like
magic.
No, not too much. That's what they wanted to do.
Thank you very much. Yeah. You now blow the whole thing. In fact, I know some of them will be doing voodoo on you, like, man, you really spoil their food. But thank God for everything.
I don't think that is working. Because all I did was, you know, one thing, what I did was that I saw the genuineness of so many Yorubas I met. My own people, I met them.
My brother, you will not understand.
They believe so much.
God. If you know how happy I am.
Sure you get. Now, I can't talk to these people behind the scene. I can't realize, say, I'm on a pangolo. I want to try and make it real. Like, okay, you know what? You are already on it. You don't get the good image already. Let's get everybody together to build it enough for you, and let's make this thing happen. Because say, hey, this one is coming to come and take control. Oh, his enemy is this or that. But look at it today.
I want to testify to something you told a lot of these people, that they keep putting blank ear or deaf ear. When you keep telling them all these fights, people are fighting from different angles, different states, different local governments. It's not all about that the real fight or whatever. It's about whatever they are getting from that land. Yes. Let me bring the nature into it. I went home last year. Yep. Let me say October, November. My brother, the people dragging, as in the people dealing with gold over there, as in the white Chinese guys,
drilling the gold in
the protection they gave them, the protection they gave those people, governor doesn't have it. Wow. Pure army convoy. I was just looking at them like, which of is it the governor that is going? People started laughing at me, like, which governor? Those are the people taking our gold.
Wow.
I'm talking about pure army convoy. At least you know about army very well now.
I know them now. Those ones that always dress very neat. And their cars are always kind of very neat. You go to see a governor that they've called.
No. I'm not talking about me too. My brother, I'm talking about the armory.
That's what I mean now. You know, army will go dress. And you will see them coming. And you'll be like, this was Nigerian army or American movie. I know them now, Baba. I can imagine. I can picture them.
When I saw those things, that's when I know this country has gone already. This country is gone.
It's unfortunate. Baba, thank you so much. As you are talking to me, I just continue to picture a beautiful Korea. And let me tell you something, right? The smile on my face, on my face, it's just me like, this looks so beautiful. From South Korea, Baba, stay safe.
It's fine, It's fine, Forget to. Thank you so much. And our people there too.
Bless you.
Yes, so
that's a good one. See what technology has done. Only people who just want to choose to be ignorant are doing so deliberately. We can all connect like this from everywhere, and our views can come all together in a clip. And somebody is going to watch this replay, and everything is just going to be like, we are recording it in a studio, and I'm doing this in my bedroom. You are possibly watching in your bedroom if your time is also evening, and wherever you are right now. So I have a caller. So hello there.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mayogun.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. How are you doing?
Very well, and thanks for asking. So, it's good to have you.
Sir. So, So, you see this northerners, those people are so arrogant in nature. Can you imagine some almost saying that if Ekweremadu is not sure, you know that recently they just indicted Trump, right?
Yes, now.
Yeah, okay. Do you know, as of yesterday now, the initial case was Ruben Daniel's case, right?
Yep.
Now, as of yesterday, what you worry case, that instance, now rape has been added into the case. There was a woman who testified yesterday evening late.
Yes, sir.
So my point here is that this Western world, they don't care who you are. Once you gamble into their law and you follow their law, you will dance to the tune.
You will.
You feel the wrath of the law.
That's right.
Okay? So this Nigerian, what do you call them again?
Now this Western has told us that, listen, if you do the crime, then you will do the time. That's their law. You go jail, you go serve.
Yeah.
And normal. Now when I come to this country, I go see people will be like, oh, yo, hey, how you doing, man? I just came back from prison. To them like, prison. Why did you go to prison? I went to prison because I stabbed somebody and he died. So you have killed somebody like this. No, it was an accident, it was a fight and all of that, and then he died from his wound. Really?
Yeah.
So in this country, there's nothing like John Tori alone. No, you will do the time, you will go to jail for whatever crime you committed.
The way do it. The only president that probably should have been indicted before now, before Trump, was Dixon. But Dixon was able to resign on time.
Before the whole thing escalated.
Yes. So when Trump was doing that time, all those years, in 2016 or 16, everybody was saying that Trump is above the law. So if Northerners are thinking they are bigger than anything, I call the day they join us to those Northerners, cause be that day. I'm telling you, the day Northerners was amalgamated together with we Southerners and Easterners, I cause be that day.
That was
I'm telling you right now.
1914. January.
Cause be that day. Anytime I remember that day, I cause that day. I'm telling you right now. I told you yesterday now, I said these people, they think they are something. Obasanjo doesn't have any integrity in international level.
Not that much.
On the international scene, none of them. None of them on the international scene, none of them. We don't even have any. They're talking about diplomacy. Do you know how to play diplomacy? The reason is that, okay, why is it that Russia, even though they sanction a lot of their diplomats and everything, why can't Western, especially America, can go further than that, other than sanction? It's because they know Russia has something that they can use as a bait for them.
That's right.
Even to the entire Europe. We have oil
like Russia,
that we should have
they
been
have to be very careful because they have to respect Russia. Russia has something that America knows. You can't treat them anyhow. But us, they treat us like a piece of rag. And the people that made us to become a piece of rag, they want us to respect them. How ironical.
Yes. Yes, that's it. That's what happens. When you have resources, that's what you do. You are not really weaponize it in a way that to command respect for your nation.
That's right.
That is why you can play diplomacy against any nation in the world.
And you will be respected.
Hey, you just took one of our people in Singapore. We want you to release this person within 24 hours, unless this and this and this will happen.
That's right.
You release that person.
That's when that will happen.
But you must also
even if that citizen has committed a crime, look at that American that got arrested in North Korea. And Trump, that same Trump we are talking about here now, used that same position of this is America. Whatever our own citizen must have done, send him back home. You remember now, Nigeria doesn't have that kind of charisma. Nigeria cannot tell Ghana. Nigeria cannot tell Ghana to return anybody to Nigeria. They will just be like, it'll be crazy.
Nigeria. In fact, oh man, today's sermon is very sad. Where I learned I was on the very listening to you all through since the beginning, 10 minutes you started the program today. It was so sad. It was pathetic. I don't even know, maybe it's mixed feelings or everything you said. Imagine that Doguwa guy. Imagine that person that wants to be in prison by now. What is
in the UK? Prison. Somebody is wearing a badge, is flying private jet everywhere, saying he's going to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives in Nigeria. But Baba, they want me and you to do our best to make sure we represent Nigeria very well abroad. So they abroad now are seeing what is going on in Nigeria. Escobar to Alhaji Shekau, from Alhaji Shekau to Anini, Oji Uzo Kalu, Abi Akpabiole. And after that, Doguwa, Modara. So is the rest of the world not seeing us? Are we not already laughing stock? Me and you may go do patriotism for Nigeria.
The one you listed now should be presidency, I think number 1, number 2, number 3, right? Let's come down to state level. A co-governor is not a killer. When we go to what this other Eastern, what is this guy? Uzo. And Opu Uzo Digba. Is he not a murderer?
Yes.
What about Wike? Is he not a murderer? Even if he's not a murderer, is he not a thief?
They are all murderers. All the people you are listening right now, they are like generals under Bukwari. These people have ordered the killings of thousands of people on record. And they should be murderers. But look at them. They are leaders. They are not called murderers.
Yeah, that's the shit. So we will say, I told you, I called on your show and I said, I was on admission at the hospital and the nurse came to me and said, oh, where am I from? I said, I'm from the Yoruba nation. I'm a Yoruba guy. I wasn't even proud to start in Nigeria.
Oh.
I call myself in Nigeria. I'm telling you. I'm saying on one platform before. Everybody on the platform that day was like, probably I'm stupid. I said, look, I am not proud to call myself in Nigeria again. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
thank you so much.
Like I said,
I know.
Very, very sad.
You said you were in you were in the hospital. How are you right now, sir? Are you out of the hospital now?
No. This one was last year. That was last year.
Thank God. I didn't want to miss that. I didn't want to talk and pretend I didn't hear that. So I'm glad that you're fine now. Anyway, so thank you. All right.
Oh yeah, I'm fine. Yes, thank you, sir.
So
thank you.
I am going to take another one. I don't want to pretend like I didn't hear that. Like somebody said, where was I from? I mean, where was he from? And he said Yoruba, but he mentioned hospital, and I was like, no. Thank you for all the talk, but how are you now? Hello, sir, Omar. Hello, my caller.
Hello, my ego.
Yes, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir. This is Taiwo from Australia.
Hey, I was in Australia. I just spoke with somebody from South Korea. It feels good. So when I speak,
I heard that.
When I speak to people from that far and how you doing today, Baba?
Yeah, I'm very good, very good.
Brilliant.
You know one thing. I went to Mayflower, and one thing that Taisholari always says, he's an atheist and he doesn't believe, he doesn't want to see all this rosary or Bible and all this. But I studied for 6 years while I was there, while he's still alive. This man was fighting all these corrupt guys. And he will always tell us that anytime these politicians come to pick him up at all these things, just get me my inhaler. Don't worry about me. And I said to myself, this is more than 20 years ago. And we are still fighting these same people. So my question is, where do we go from here? Now, how do we solve this problem? Now, you imagine, you're saying today that Buhari spent 22 point something trillion.
No, they printed,
and nobody can question
printed 22.7 trillion for Buhari, and nobody is asking what did they use that money for? There should be something. At least 22.7 trillion is a lot of money. There should be something to say 1 trillion. They use them for this one. Now, this. Now, wait till you use it. Nothing to point out. Nothing. They just printed the money. They shared it. That's it.
Do you know that in developed countries, yourself, in Australia and UK, even if a president come in or a prime minister and say, I'm going to spend so money, the first thing the opposition will ask you is, where are you going to get the money?
Yes.
Where? Even in US, where are you going to get this money? Are you going to get it from the tax? You have to explain. And so my question is this. If Buhari can do that, do you think that Tinubu will not have the infantry to do times 10 of that?
Your guess is...
He will gladly do it. He will gladly... And do you know the most annoying thing about all these things?
Tell us.
This stupid democracy they gave to us, the three arms of government must work together. And if one fails the other, because there is a check and balances. Now, you said yesterday.
Yes.
Even the northern judges, is it not the town court that you said even became the overall boss without even a degree? What is going on? Now, the question I ask myself is, who is there to check these guys? Nobody. And Tinubu is saying he's going to build houses for them and all these guys. These guys, we know they're already corrupt. So, who is going to check these guys? And believe me, if we feel that this democracy is going to solve itself, it can't.
It can't.
Because already, the three arms of government are already corrupt itself.
Compromise.
You even said earlier, the representatives are sharing money because they want to pass a bill.
Yes.
Oh, this thing cannot work.
No.
And until we sit down, believe me, myself, you, irrespective of where we are, this thing is beyond just saying things. I don't know. If it comes to stoning these people, even people, like Tinubu went to river.
Yes.
Can people have the courage to even stone him? Just like they stoned Buhari's helicopter a few months ago or a few weeks.
Buhari in Kano.
Or Jonathan
in Bauchi.
Yes. These people are not ready to help us. And my question, believe me, it breaks my heart. And you know one thing this man always tell us, we will go on a Sunday, we don't go to church, we don't go on an assembly. And actually will be telling us to sing songs, we shall overcome. I know, I have a lot of songs that this man will be forcing us to sing. Now I said to myself, when are we going to overcome? When are we going to overcome these things? And these guys don't mean any good for us.
They don't.
So let me give you an example.
Please.
Even one woman who was just like a treasurer somewhere, even if they want to approve a simple project here, you can't have any property around that site. You can't say you are in a committee and you have a conflicting of interest. It will not work. They will even probe you and remove you from office. But you see these guys, the emperor, yes, the deputy speaker wants to become speaker and he killed 15 people and he's going around to say a Milocom.
Yes.
This thing cannot be solved by the three arms of government. It can never. And so my question is this. Please believe me, I don't have the answer. And if we feel that
anyway, go on, sir.
Yeah, if we feel that a logical, or those who have read history or studied politics very well, if we feel that the normal procedure that works in developed countries will work on Nigeria, it cannot work. No. And my question is this: what is the way forward? How do we solve this problem? If Tinubu is sworn in May 29, believe me, I don't even have to be a soothsayer or a pastor to know that he's going to enter in the next 4 years. Let Obi do anything. This guy will corrupt all the other guys.
Whatever is left of
if you don't want to dance with their toe, they kill you. Yes, he will kill you. And just be rest assured, maybe if Tinubu finishes, the Boko Haram leader, Shetiman, will also be gearing up to come again.
Baba.
So like how do we solve this problem?
It's done for.
Hi. Believe me, I wish I have the answer to all these.
The answer will answer believe me, sir. Don't worry yourself too much, okay? You see all you have just said right now. A lot of people who heard you are also thinking the same way you got to that point and you're like, A lot of people who listen to you are also doing, Now, in Yoruba, sir, they said that when a pain that is that I want to say it in English, but when it's a gumbati debi or the very journey, you get a lot of people think So to those who don't understand Yoruba, so thank you by the way, Ejire, Mr. Taiwo, thank you so much for calling in. Okay, I will take another one.
Yeah, thank you very much, sir.
You're so welcome. Now that thing in Yoruba, they say when Egun is like a thorn. No, a thorn. Whatever. Egun is just that pain, that if you stand on it, if you step on it, and it goes deeper into your foot, and you are so pained that much, then you start treating it. The pain, the cry, the pause, the blood, and all that. So they say once it gets to when somebody touch it and you do, that means it's about to come off. When the pain enter body very well, when the shege, the weird designer on the road, when you see whatever you saw under Bokuwari, where you saw shege, and shege they smile at you. When you look at it and say, wait till be that way they smile at me, you don't go see them again. Shege you get. This one, shege go they wear cloth. There is no way, it's not done anywhere in the world for you to promote criminals to power and then turn around to expect them to do the right thing. It's never done anywhere in the world. Here you get. You can psychologically tell yourself that you're going to survive it or you are surviving it. No, you're not. You are only merely existing in it. And when the time is done with you, you'll be gone. So consequences of actions is what we want you to know. That you cannot plant, corn or maize and then go back there and harvest beans. It's not possible because ask everybody, they will ask you, is it for Gary? Is it for Dodo? Is it for Eba? Gary, Dodo, Eba. So you cannot plant cassava and go back into harvest beans. It's impossible. You cannot give power to criminals and expect them to do the right thing. Thank you so much for coming to my TED Talk. That will be the end of the program tonight. It's been wonderful sharing that with all of you as usual. We might not be so many, but to everybody who attended the service tonight or morning or afternoon, depends on your time, I am sending my personal thank you to you because I'm going to see you again. Not tomorrow. I'm taking a break tomorrow. Watch this replay tomorrow. But I am going to see you on Sunday. Until then, remember, if you don't want to do the time, please don't do the crime. If you are Nigeria with your Nigeria mentality, in this part of the world, you don't get away with crime. And I advise some of you, especially those of you who have access to these criminal politicians when they come around, you might be doing us a good favor, a great favor, if you can help us release some of the information that can send them to jail abroad. Let them come here, but never go back. Yes, you can do that. Maybe one by one. It's not really going to change much because there are so many criminals in Nigeria. Immediately, Ekweremadu no return. They don't select another person to take his place. So that's why I don't wish. Sometimes when people say, they go die by fire, I say, no, if you say this one die, you think if this one die, your problem is over. No, there are worse people behind them. What you should pray for is that for the entire establishment to collapse. So that even if their leaders fall, their followers self could bury inside them. Pray for the collapse of that establishment and thank me later. So anyway, from me to you, thanks for coming to my TED Talk tonight. I will see you on Sunday. Don't leave without liking that broadcast. At least. Good night.
Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun ti dé o ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Mayegun já wa sí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Bó bá ṣe eré àní Mayegun máa wí. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ó sì tún ṣe eré wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Mayegun Diary Politico. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Mayegun. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o kẹgọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu o. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àní Mayegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò. Mayegun Diary Ayébi #1. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí Facebook. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Lórí YouTube. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ijó ìgbádìyẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Pẹ̀sìdó bá rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú. Mayegun máa wí. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Àní ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Mayegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn rákì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o. nàìjíríà.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ Máyégún ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀ oníkanṣá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o àyè.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Ha! Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣe eré ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣe ẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣàyè tú wọn síta.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Máyégún ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́hún sọ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. èèpo ọ̀bọ lọmọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́ ó ti jọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o ó kó ẹni tó bá dán wò á kàmù. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ túnra kì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Máyégún ti dé gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀ súnra kí. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ òní fi wọ́n níran.